What it do, everybody? You ready to go live with After-7? Just gotta type this in. Okay. What's up, what's up, what's up? What's up, my brother?
What's up, King? How you doing, man?
Man, pretty good, man. Shoot, pretty
Yeah,
good, just trying out. I never went live with like three people at the same time because every time I interview, it always been like a solo artist and stuff. So this would
I
this, would-
see.
this would be my first time trying to interview a group all together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. I did it a couple of times. It was really smooth, actually. I'm surprised that Instagram kind of stepped up their game like that.
Yeah, I'm shocked about that too. And I think what it is though, they try to compete with Zoom because Zoom is always the main one that
Mm,
does that all the time and things and
that's
stuff,
right.
man.
That's right.
And okay, I see more people join in and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, just want to say congratulations on the single.
Thank you.
Bittersweet. Man,
Thank
it's a
you.
hot joint. You know.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I got to say, personally, it hasn't been bittersweet. It's been all the way sweet. So, it's been all
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Okay, you got another one coming in. Yeah, think Keith. Yeah, this should go in right here. Yeah, Keith's coming in.
All right.
All right, there we are.
Keith,
There
whatever,
he
brother.
is.
What's up, sir? How you doing?
Not much, man. See, I was just telling you, boy, man, congratulations on the new single, Bittersweet, man. That's a hot video,
Thank you.
man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I was like, man, like you guys came with another mega swinging, man. Cause like your last album, Timeless, man. I mean, that was fire, man. I mean, having five songs in the
Right,
top
yeah,
10
five top
billboards.
10. Yes,
Yeah,
sir. That was a
you know,
blessing.
yeah. It's not easy to have multiple singles, do what it's supposed to do with things.
Not at all. It was a strong level of commitment from radio. They supported us and helped us rebuild that platform for us to come back on because it was 20 years, with Timeless before we had recorded. So, you know, it took that kind of support to build it or rebuild it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I remember, I think Kiba was trying to join in. I'm gonna see if I can get him in. Yeah, but I remember when that album Timeless came out, and see over here, they had Magic 101.3 play, and they'll play like all the jams off that album
Right. Wow.
and stuff.
There he
Yeah,
is.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
what's
What up,
up,
Yes,
Will?
fam?
sir.
What's up, man?
How you feeling,
I'm
baby?
gonna tell. Pretty good, man. Let me
Good.
tell you something, though. I've been a fan of you guys since I was 9 years old. The first video I saw, was Heat of the Moment, and it
Whoa.
was on a video. So I mean, man, they played that consistent. It's like you could not go nowhere when they played, Heat of the Moment, Ready or Not, Can't Stop. I mean, it was just fire, man.
Yeah, thank you,
Nice,
man.
man.
Back in the
No problem.
day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Before we get to the history and stuff, I want to talk to you. How you became a part of After-7, Danny.
Me? Well, for me, for some time, I was privileged to do some work with legendary producer, songwriter Daryl Simmons, and whom I was also introduced to by Tyler Perry's musical director, Ronnie Garrett. But as the story goes, Daryl had mentioned my name to Kevon, who was in search of a potential candidate for being the newest member of After-7. And out of the blue, I received a call from Kevon, which I thought it was a prank. I wasn't sure if it was him or not, but it took me a few minutes and realized it's the man. He has a distinct voice himself. So, it was an honor. He mentioned to me that Daryl had mentioned my name, told me he saw some videos of mine and wanted to know if I was interested. Now, I didn't waste no time. I said, yeah. Immediately we got to work. He introduced me to Mr. Smooth himself, Keith Mitchell, and the rest is history. Yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely. When I heard the single "Bittersweet" before the video came, I was like, man, like they got another hot one. For the legacy of After-7 to have hits in the '90s and the 2010s to now, you guys always come up with that fire every time. What's the magic? When you guys come together and choosing what will be the single to lead off for you guys.
Wow. I think it always changes. It just depends upon, timing is always a factor, but I think it depends upon what the musical landscape is too. You got to take a look at what else is out there for one. But first and foremost, it always starts with the music and finding out what story do we want to tell. Because we love, we're basically storytellers through song. And we always want to make sure that whatever song that we select, it's going to touch home with most people. But it has a lot to do with where we left off. What was the last thing you heard from us, and how we want to reintroduce ourselves to you again, coming back on the set. So it's all those. It's a lot of variables, a lot of factors, and ultimately, you want to make sure that you never come back leaving the fans who made you. You always want to take them into consideration, because first and foremost, because without them, you wouldn't be who you are, where you are, without your fans. So you figure out what works for them, while at the same time being mindful of the fact that there are other consumers out there, if you will, music lovers that could maybe, if done right, maybe hear you in a different way than what they've had in the past. And so we weigh all of those things, and it's no one particular thing that determines what it's going to be. It's a combination of things, a collective variables, if you will, that help us make a decision in the end. And then it's also gut, it's instinct. If everybody's going north, going left, maybe it's time for us to go right. So you never really know, but we're comfortable with accepting, bless you. We're comfortable with accepting, whatever the first single choice is, we stand on it. We go with it. Okay.
Yeah, just recently, your single, just went #1 on the most added, on the national R&B airplay Billboard. How does that feel to come from the last album to do what it done, to jump right back and this single #1?
Honestly, it's a blessing. We owe it all to God, because how we got here wasn't a methodical path of ours, and a lot of different series of things has happened to put us in a position to get here, to get to Bittersweet. But that was next to the last song that we recorded. Some reluctancy at the last second to maybe record it or not, but we said no, that track it's got that new thing on it. And if we put, our thing on it, which is that R&B thing with the After-7 sound, we might have something that was unique. But not really knowing at that time that would be the first single. We just felt that was a song that could bridge us with the older generation and the new generation. But when you look back at it, a wise decision that we made to go ahead and record that song, and to get the response that we're getting from both the song, even the video, and the video, we all kind of feel like, we could have done even a better job. We just under the gun, not a lot of time, but we feel like both of those pieces have spirited the reaction at radio, and actually we let radio take a big part, in saying, they got to listen to a couple of tracks and said, okay, we think it's this one. So we had no problem, yielding to what they felt could be something that was a reactive record, and that's what we went with. And yes, you're right. It's we've never had a record in our 30-year career that is reacting at radio out the box like this record is reacting. So it's a phenomenal thing inside of us. Wake up every day, we looking to see, what's it doing in radio, what's it doing with responses on YouTube from people who are viewing the video and listen to the song. And it's an amazing thing to be 30 years in the business and still to be able to have a piece of music that's relevant to almost 3 or 4 generations.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when I saw the video and I said, man, this is something so different, because usually, with, After-7, you can suspect, what you're going to hear, every time you got to drop an album, then here comes the video. With this, it was like so far different from all your videos, coming with it. Last year, we had like the pandemic going on. We had a lot of, crazy madness and stuff. Was there a tour already planned, before the pandemic came and everything got kind of like pushed back, for you guys?
Um, it's hard to say tour anymore. Anymore, it's a, it's a series of spot dates, if you will. You pick up a gig here, you do a gig there, and in various places, where there is a request for After-7, where there's a fan base. So we stay steadily working, but it wasn't a tour per se. So what happened was a lot of these dates that were booked, we had to push back, put on hold, and it's still actually, quite honestly, we have not had yet the opportunity to honor any of those dates that were on the books that we've come back around in other years here, and we're unable to honor because of the pandemic. And here we are looking like we're about to face what they're calling the 4th wave, and it yet and still may put us off. It may put us off for a bit more time, but we're just really grateful that through it all, we had the opportunity in that time where the pandemic first reared its head, that we were able to get into the studio and start doing something creative that would put us in a position where we are today to have fresh new music out, because we've always felt like our music was healing, had something that people could identify with, relate to, and especially under the circumstances of which we've been living over the last year, it would be good to have some music that speaks to your soul and just brings a bit of comfort. And I think that's the kind of music we're bringing. We're just bringing real good R&B music back. Never let go of it. That's what we do, and we're just grateful that we've had the opportunity to be in a beautiful position, if you will, to represent and reintroduce After-7 back to our fans and perhaps some new fans as well.
Well, my brother, you guys definitely did that, man. Especially when you do joint,
Mm-hmm.
and when you think about the years you guys have put in, what comes to mind? Rest in peace, to your brother Melvin.
Yeah.
Like every time, when a thought comes to your head, y'all look at some of y'all stuff like, wow, we did a lot of, we don't have like a lot of great highlights in our careers. People really, keeping our legacy going and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't like. Go ahead.
No, I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Because I know, like, I'm pretty sure, like, anywhere y'all go at, somebody said, hey, this song right here, really meant a lot to me because of this, and this, or relationships, or whatever it is. And so, I'm like, I know it feels good when you guys out somewhere taking care of y'all business and things.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's beautiful, and we're right around the corner. We're right around the corner here again from a time where, I lost my brother Melvin, and it makes you reflect. And I know a lot of our fans miss my brother Melvin too, but it makes you reflect on who he was, how he delivered, like nobody's business. He had his own flavor, his own style. He was he was not a riff master. He didn't do riffs, But what he did tastefully. Everything. He had a special way of delivering. It was just always tasteful. And anybody who got into the studio with him, producers didn't really have a chance to direct him and tell him what they needed him to do. Go on in there and sing. I got it. And that's all it was. Yeah, I know my part, boom. And he'll go in there and he'll slam it. He'll kill it. It'll be tasteful and come on back out and have a cigarette. What? That was Melvin. You know,
Straight up.
Oh man.
yeah.
Straight up.
You know, quick business, get it done, no direction. And I mean, he was just quick. He knew his way, but he's known his way since the beginning, since he started the journey of pursuing music and having a love for music and wanting to perform. And that was the thing that he exposed me and Kenny to. Me and Faith. So, you know, we were exposed to music in a performance capacity from my brother Melvin. You know, at the age of 16, you know, he had his own group, his own band. He was the lead man in his own band. Who you know, only certain individuals had that kind of, I don't know what the word is, that something special to be able to,
Je ne sais quoi.
to pull it all
Yeah.
together. Yeah, to pull it all together at a young age and stand there and
To
deliver.
attract, you know, to be able to attract the musicians, because
Yeah.
back then, you know, you could be a singer, but if you ain't got nobody around you,
Yeah,
it don't represent much.
right.
And
Right.
what he's saying is that Melvin attracted the
Yeah,
musical talent to put
right.
together the opportunity, because
Yeah.
people loved what he was doing, so
Yeah.
people came in and lent their talents. And you know, to be so young at that point,
And they were all
it's a
young.
hell of a thing. Yeah.
They were all his age. They were 15, 16, and 17 years old. So it said a lot. It said a lot about, you know, what he wanted to do and what was natural, what came very natural to him. So, and, you know, so what people will find out in this project, and we really can't wait for people to hear the body of music on this particular record, because we feel it was magical. It's magical, and so that everyone knows that, and we can only say it, and you won't know it until you jump into this record. And I'm not talking about nitpicking and cherry picking this song. You want to know what we're talking about. We talk about the journey, what it means to that family has grown and evolved and done all the things we've done. It's reflected in this record, and Melvin is a part of this. We made sure to make everyone know that Melvin just as much a part of this journey right here, right now, today.
Amen.
Even with my guy Danny up in here in the mix, Mr. Melvin Edmonds and his spirit and everything that we've been about that brought us to this point is present. He's very much present in this project, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait to hear the album, man, because I already know by the time, you know, when it do come out, I already know you guys got some bangers, man. You know, just like all the albums, you know, say that they put out and stuff, you know.
Thank you.
Because you know, to me, I think it's dope because, you know, and shout to Danny, you know, especially having a new member in, people get a chance to hear his voice, you know, because regardless of who was in the group, the legacy always stays, you know, no matter what.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know, you so fast, he'd be like, oh, well, you know, I don't know about this person. Listen, you know, they just doing their job. You know,
Yeah.
Right.
represent
Right.
the legacy. That's all it
That's an
matters.
honor to hear that. That's an
What's
honor
up?
to hear that.
What's up? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
And stuff.
That's it.
Yeah, you know, I was telling a story to my mother. She saw y'all in concert in 1990. And man, she said, wow, she said, she was telling me, she said some artists, you know, they sound good when they're on record, but when it's live in person, you know, they sound the same and stuff, you know. And you know, you guys' voice ain't never changed at all, you know.
No, we have been fortunate, but we also knew that we were grown men when we stepped into the spotlight with Virgin Records, and it was extremely important to us to be able to replicate live what we did in the studio. So when people say they sound like they do on the record, because we worked hard to make sure that we sounded like we did on the record. We were very cognizant of that fact, It wasn't studio tricks that were going on that made us sound the way we sounded in the studio. That's how we sounded, and we wanted to make sure we brought that from the studio to a live stage every time we showed up. That was important for us, and we had fun doing it because I mean I think to be honest, we waited a long time and never knew, quite honestly, if we were going to have the opportunity. We were going to have the opportunity to get out there and sing, to record a record. You know, my brother was doing this thing with L.A. and producing and so on and so forth. And prior to that, he was in the deal. And you know, through all that time, we all, Keith and myself and Melvin, we all still had a love for music, but you know, the opportunity just had not presented itself. And you know, tick tock, clock is still going, it's still running, and we wound up, you know, each one of us, Melvin worked longer than all of us, but we end up putting in 10 years at some companies doing things for 10 years.
Yeah.
Before this opportunity presented itself. But in that 10 years, we grew as men. We learned to take care of our business, to be responsible, take care of your bills, show up on time. We grew up, we were grown men by the time we signed with Virgin Records. So, and thank goodness. I mean, you know, Jim
They didn't know.
Jim McCorfield and Virgin Records, they didn't know what they were getting. They just, quite honestly, they signed us sight unseen. They signed us on the strength that Babyface and LA are the hottest producers, in their opinion, two of the hottest producers on the music scene right now. If they say their brothers are coming they got a situation with their brothers, we want them. Sign. We had a deal before they even saw us. They never even heard us. We had a deal, which was probably the only way grown men were going to get a deal back then, because you know, they were looking for youngsters, you know,
for some youngsters,
17,
yes, sir.
you know, that come out here and do their thing. And mostly everybody else that was in that time frame, they were younger. They were younger than us by 10, 12 years or more. But you know, we had the opportunity, and when you get the opportunity, you don't want to blow it. And so we had the two hottest producers in the industry at the time, and they dropped some of them things on us, and you know, it started us on our way. You know.
Yeah, you know, because it's hard to, you know, even have somebody that's older to get signed. You know, usually somebody like 13, 18, maybe 25 years old,
Right.
Yeah.
and to gamble with it, you know, somebody that's already older. And I realized, like, damn, they are older. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Let's go ahead and roll with it, because something good might, you know, happen and stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of Babyface, is he involved in this new up-and-coming album, or he, you know, or with like a schedule conflicts or whatever?
No. I think, you know, I think he is doing what a smart producer would do at this point, who's had the kind of the body of work that he's had out there. You know, I can tell you, you know, during this pandemic, it changes. A lot of folks come up and a lot of folks fall off.
Yeah.
And he's one of the ones who, for whatever it's worth, has come up. I think he's just being pragmatic as I would, being prudent as I would about how you show up what the next time is. This project that he has out there with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis was from something previous. But, you know, at radio, when you have that kind of pedigree, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, and Babyface, what you going to say at RnB radio except play it again, you know. So, you know, they're sitting nicely on the charts with that record. But I think he got some things up his sleeve. Just going to have to hold on a little bit. He's going to show up in a nice, tasty, flavorful way, and they're going to be saying, like, oh, Babyface back on the block again. He's going to drop some new fresh in a minute.
Yeah, and I don't think people don't realize. I mean, you know, with Babyface, every song that he really produced with LA or sometimes by himself, he was on there monthly. I mean, every month you would see read by Babyface. I mean, to stay in the top 10, no matter what artist he was written for, it was himself, you guys, or or any other one stayed in there, the
Yeah.
top 10.
Yeah.
That's hard to have multiple singles in that top 20 like that.
Yeah, well,
Right.
when you know that it's a smart move to spread the wealth around, then those things like that, like what you're talking about, that's when it can happen. Now, if you save all the goods for yourself, you can only do so much. But if you spread the riches around and you let other people get rich in the process, it's just a reflection on you in terms of what you bring, what the kind of wealth that you bring to the table for others, and you put them in a position to win. And if they win, you win. And I think that's what they understood. He and LA understood that early on. Spread it
Yeah,
around.
yeah, absolutely. You guys record a lot of songs. Are there any songs that's like in a vote, will like ever see the light of day? Kind of like unreleased music, that you guys recorded. Would ever be out like in the future? 'Cause I know some songs get like leaked, on the internet,
Right, right.
seriously. Uh,
Um, I can honestly tell you, um, I mean, and this Keith knows this to be true, that um, everything that we've recorded, I'm getting a big echo all of a sudden. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, me too.
What's changed? I've done nothing.
My earpiece went out, so for some reason, I'm only hearing.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
I got
So
several.
okay.
just take your earpiece out and just listen on your phone. Then try that. But anyway, everything that we've recorded has been pretty much used. We don't have a stockpile
Can't hear
of
nothing.
we don't have a stockpile of music that's been set back. Everything that we've recorded pretty much has been used. It's going on a record. So there's a crazy echo now. I don't know
Yeah,
what's
I
going
can hear a
on.
little bit of echo.
I'm off of them now. It's just my
Oh,
phone until they charge up and come on.
Okay. Well, I guess
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
All right.
This one came on. I'm good. Can you hear?
Yeah. I get you good there.
Okay. It just wasn't, the signal wasn't, because it's
I know.
charged.
I
It's
hate
just the
that.
signal. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I hate that, man. Trust me. I know. I was going through like the last 4 days. I was like, please let it work. I think
Oh, okay. Can
Kevon
you hear me?
can
You
hear
can't
you.
hear me?
I can
Kevon
hear.
I
can't
can
I
hear
can
hear.
me?
hear Keith.
I
I
can hear
can't hear
you.
Kevon.
I can
Kevon
hear
can't hear
Kevon.
me. I can't hear Kevon either. Uh, I hear y'all.
I hear y'all.
Yeah, you
Oh,
probably
he's
need to
saying.
hop
Are
out
you
and hop
saying
back
that you want
in.
to log out and come back in, Kevon?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you probably need to hop out and hop back in
Who,
and see
me
Maybe
what we
or
that'll
do.
Kevon?
jumpstart it.
Yeah, yeah. We having quite technical difficulties a little bit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you probably need to hop out to hop back in.
Kevon, can you hop out and then come back in?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Can't hear
trying to read
nothing.
his mouth.
Yeah, just hop out, then hop back in. Yes, yeah,
There you go. He did it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the feeling on that one because Mary Dad was acting funny for 5 straight days. I was like, please God, I hope this don't. I hope this acts right.
Yeah.
So I know the feeling. I know the
Yeah.
feeling.
No, but
Yes.
I see, I got two sets of buds. So I went from
Yeah,
one set to the other, but the second set wasn't connecting and I lost everybody. Then I shut it down, brought it back, it worked. So it's charged. The other one wasn't, fell off
Hmm.
of a charge. So that's why I keep multiples.
Hmm.
yeah. It got to have a backup. Trust me, man. I go through the headphones like changing clothes, so I already know.
Oh man, actually, I got 3 sets of buds. I got the Pro Bud, and then I got just the 2 regular buds. But the 2 regular buds, I hear better rather than the one that goes down into your canal. Oh
Mm.
no, that one that ain't working.
Ah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Cause
There we
oh,
go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
you
Okay,
good?
good deal.
Yeah,
I didn't do
yeah, he
that.
can sit down.
Keith did that. I didn't
Yeah.
do
That's my
nothing.
fault.
I just sitting here and then Keith stuff went wrong. All right, it's all good. Yeah.
Oh man. I tell you, because like, you know, it shouts to I know like Steve Harvey the morning, they play all your records, for the past like the first 3 albums, I hear that a lot,
Hmm.
Shouts to Steve Harvey, shouts to Magic 101.3. Um,
Nice.
you know, and every time I get on, I said, man, it's one thing singing a song, but you just never know how far the song will go,
Right.
what makes a
Yeah.
song a timeless record, especially when it touches the soul. Has there ever been a time when you be in the studio and you be like, wow, I can feel the energy of this song. This song will really do some things. But sometimes you never know once it's out there.
Right.
Danny,
Well,
you got any word to that, Danny?
Yeah. The moment, no lies, the moment that we got in the studio, every song was that way. And thing is, you're dealing with Grammy nominated, Grammy award winning writers, producers, singers. And so that means everybody's here to play hardball, even against themselves. So recording song after song after song. I kid you not, there were times every song we just kind of looked at each other in awe, like, this is the next single. You know what I mean?
right.
It was a lot of that going on. I mean, that was a first for me considering the professional environment. But
Yeah.
we was all gassed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most
I
definitely.
mean, when you have the kind of producers, Damon Thomas, the Thomas Crown connection up in Northport of Atlanta, and you have Stokely, formerly of Mint Condition,
Hmm.
and you got Jay Cash and
Putting it down.
Shakespeare out on the West Coast with Bittersweet.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, they just gave us the best of their best. I think everybody
Yeah.
was so motivated for some reason to give us great music. And
Yeah.
the young man in Atlanta that works at Thomas Crown, Felly, the voice,
Yeah.
which there are those out here in the industry who know who he is. His penmanship is ridiculous. And to see him work, this guy will go in a booth and you talking about what did he write? The song ain't even written yet. He will
Mhm.
go in the booth and sing the lyrics that ain't never been written.
Hmm.
Phenomenal,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
spiritual,
Yeah.
gifted.
Just
Definitely.
freestyling.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
freestyling, and
Yeah.
it's
From the top of
recording
his
now.
dome.
Bam. I
Yeah.
mean, when that's happening, God is in it. It ain't. It ain't. It's that spirit. And so
Yeah.
we were surrounded by that, making this record, and just can't say enough about Damon Thomas and his crew. The people at the studio made us so warm and so happy. They treat us like we were family,
Hmm.
and it's just the environment was an environment of love and appreciation for music and for each other,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that bred the success of this unfinished business, and it is a product that the fan base will fall in love with.
I have
Yes.
It's
been on
Yes.
every
amazing.
type of airplane.
Hey.
Woo! Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Watch out now.
See what I'm talking
Hey.
about?
Yeah.
Hey.
For this upcoming album, how many months did it took to get the songs
He said months.
done? The months I can imagine.
Well, this was a unusual set of circumstances. It's crazy, but I think we weren't the only ones, I believe, who were in this uh, creative space. Um, it was almost like a Renaissance period, if you will, where people were everything that you were accustomed to doing was now put on pause, and you were limited with what you could do, and you had to be mindful of how you did whatever you did. And it was, it just, I think it conjured a whole new kind of energy, I believe, in the creative process, because we've done this numerous times before, but this one was somehow kind of different, because you were almost like on lockdown, basically, and essentially we were. And, you were having to make sure that everybody was good, that you were around, you wanted to make sure the environment was safe. And when we knew that's what we had, then it set the stage for some magical things to happen, and I will tell you that, our first record, we did in a pretty good pace, from the time we started in January of 1989. I think we were finishing ready, had a single out by June or July.
Right.
But not consecutive days of recording, because in the process, I had a little mishap and jacked my knee up, and I had to have knee surgery. So that happened right in the midst of us getting started. But we had already, I took a couple of weeks. I need a couple of weeks after surgery, but I don't have to dance to sing in the studio. So my thing was, let me get on back down here to, I'm in the Ville. I had to ride back down to Atlanta, and we got busy back at it recording again. So not consecutive days, but a total days. It took us about 35 days to record this record.
Yeah.
35 days. And we're like, what? We had to go back and count this, and wait a minute, we started on such and such, we worked on this, had to stop on this day, stopped on these days, so on and so forth. But that's basically what it was. We recorded this record in about 35 days, which was, you couldn't have made me believe that. As my mother used to say, for all the tea in China, it ain't whatever. I don't buy it. But that's exactly what happened, and I think it had a lot to do with the fact that we were just in this special space at the time that called for us to dig down deep and to really be specific. Because I think this record, we were a lot more specific about what we wanted and why, the direction we were going and why. And if you got a strong enough why, then it'll help you figure out where it is that you need to go. And I think that's kind of what happened here in this project.
Yeah, absolutely. And by you talking, I was like, man, I could just imagine, it's so different from the Timeless album, and going forward to, this album right here, things. Any guest appearances on this album, or just y'all three?
We have one, the first and only one, Mr. Stokely from Mint Condition, is featured on this record. He not only sang on the record with us, he produced and wrote 2 tracks that are heat seekers. So, I mean, we are so blessed that brother appeared on this record. And trust me, his delivery will remind listeners of that Stokely from Mint Condition.
That's right.
He's a beast. He's a wordsmith as well, and he's a hell of a producer.
Yeah. He's got his own thing. I hear, who do I see? Izella's sister, Izelle's sister said she wants to know if there's any advanced copies on the CD. Waiting is not one of her strong suits. Bear with us. just be patient, sister. It's gonna be well worth the wait. And I just wouldn't,
I
wouldn't say that and make that up to you. You really need
not
to
know.
At all. We feel really good about the final product that we have here. What I can tell you is the title of this record that we have, the album, is called Unfinished Business. And I think you can take from that title that we come to play, but we ain't playing. That's all.
Whew, man, I can't wait to hear
True
the
that.
album.
True that.
Yeah,
True
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear the album because I already know it's gonna be straight fire, man. You got
Man.
Stokely on it too. Man,
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
enough
Woo.
said on that one.
right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly right. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
stuff.
man.
Yeah.
Man, just want to say thank you all, for coming on here, man. I've been a fan of you guys since, I was little. It's Salute to Daddy, my brother, say
Appreciate
I'll
it,
be hear
man.
your voice on the new track, man. I know you guys
Thanks,
can't
man.
wait to get on stage, Lord's willing, once this COVID is fully controlled. I
Right.
know you guys
Absolutely.
can't wait to tear it up,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely. That's
Yeah,
for
we
real.
Vegas
coming.
Yeah.
and
Well,
stuff.
we just want everybody to just keep their ears open, be on the
That's right.
lookout. Hey, like the song, follow us. You can follow us on all our social media, platforms at After-7 Music. Whether that's
That's right.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can find us on
YouTube.
our website as well. And YouTube exactly, but on our website at after7music.com. But we're coming. We ain't going nowhere. We plan to stick around a few more years. You can't make us go away. They back again, and that's what it's gonna be. We sticking around for a while, and the reason is because we got unfinished business. We still got some
Unfinished
good
business.
music in us that we believe our fans not want to hear, and new fans may need to hear. So be on the lookout. Follow us. Do all them things you got to do on the social media. Show
Yeah.
us some love so we can keep this party
Yeah,
going.
we need that social media support.
Yes,
Please,
That's
just
indeed.
don't
right.
we don't take it lightly. We are some old school. We admit that, but look, we have arrived in the new school,
Yeah.
and in today's environment, if you want this brand of R&B to stay with you and to grow and to continue to be in your life as you get older, hit them follow buttons,
Tell your
hit them
mama,
like buttons,
tell your
hit
friends,
hit that
anybody who
download
might be
button. You
listening.
know what I'm
Come on,
saying?
you got it. That's what I'm saying. Come on, let everybody know what time it is, right?
Yeah, man,
somebody,
man.
somebody, show your grandmother how to press them buttons.
Hey, 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 hey. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah. But we here to
Man,
keep that real R&B alive. That's what it is. That's what they
For
need to
sure,
know.
for sure.
That's what's up.
Everybody out here doing it, but they have no idea what's about to come. Yeah.
that's what's up, man. 32 years strong,
Yes,
after
sir.
7. 8921, man. It's a blessing to have you guys, man. You guys definitely deserve your roses, man, because the foundation
Thank
you
you.
guys have put in, I mean, to have music videos, hit the airwaves, songs, I mean, platinum and gold success, then the last album, 5, top 10 hits, what I'm saying? They got a new album all the way. I mean, hey, I tell you, man,
Hey,
you guys left your mark on this earth, man. I can't wait to see the new
Thank you.
chapter of the new beginning, man.
yeah. Well,
Thank you.
thank you for recognizing all these things. I mean, you recognize some of our talents. We
Yeah.
received awards from you guys as well off the Timeless Project, and so we don't take any of that lightly because that means that people are listening and people are appreciating uh, what we do. We invest a lot of who we are in what it is that we do, and we're just really grateful to have the
Yeah.
opportunity to share our music. I know I can't imagine what it's like for the new member Danny to. Hey, here's a question. I'm about to ask a question to Danny right
Yep.
here in front of everybody.
What's up?
Danny, have you heard Bittersweet play on the radio yet? You
Have I heard
have you heard it
Bittersweet
play
play on
yet?
the radio? No, not yet. Not yet.
No, no, you obviously, yeah, because you would know had you, and you'd have
Exactly.
because I'm curious to know what that feeling, how you express what that feels like to hear your voice and to know that the contributions that you made to
Uh,
this project are finally hitting the airwaves in a big way. It's happening, whether you heard it or not. It's happening.
yeah.
So
Yeah, no, we've been talking to each other for some time. Just everything's just kind of been on some, I don't know how to explain it, but on some surreal kind of movie, straight out of a movie. I would have no idea what I'm talking about, but just trust me, you know. Um, there's many a times where I had to sit back and be like, well, wait a minute, hold on. There's a music video. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. You know, there's you know, the record is already number 26, number 24 the first week it came out. Hold on. This is, you know what I'm saying, it's a little fast right now. So, you know, there's plenty of times I had to catch myself, sit back and just kind of hold on. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I haven't heard it on the radio yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, but guys, phenomenally, when I got on earlier to do my live invitation to listeners to come and hear this broadcast, I was in the car and I had the radio on, and believe it or not, Bittersweet came on the radio while I was doing the invitation. I mean, it just blew me away. I had to start singing it, you know, along with it. You know, the people was responding. It was crazy. I'm like, how could this happen? You know, I'm in the house doing something else. I said, when I got the call to come and do the drop, I'm like, okay, I went outside to get in the car to do it, and bam, Bittersweet, what you want? I'm like, wow. But that was my first time hearing it on the radio today. I was blown. It was on the station with Ricky Smiley.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
But
Yes.
I tell you, we know that none of what we do could we do without our fans, and they keep showing us love. We thank you guys for supporting us, continuing to uplift us and follow us, because we know that we couldn't do any of what we do without you. That you pay money to come to the concerts, to see live shows. None of that we could do without you. So we truly are appreciative. Thank you so much. I mean, just that you show up on the set to tune in. We don't take that lightly. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you, Rashad, for making this possible for us, man. RnB Souleffect. Man, you doing your thing. You don't even know how you touched us when you told us how we were one of your first artists when you first kicked this off, and it kind of opened some doors for you in another kind of way. So we were grateful and humbled by that, you know. So because you never know where a blessing is gonna come from, but we appreciate, man. We appreciate you as well. We salute you. What you doing, Don?
Salute, man. Yeah, you guys was the first, man. Because I never forget. I went to buy some new tires and stuff for my truck.
Right.
And somebody told me to check on my phone. I see, you know, you guys tagged me in there. Next thing you know, notifications start blowing up. That let me know that, you know, what I'm doing, I gotta keep it going. You know? So that motivated me. You know, don't say a long time ago. That was 4 years ago too.
Wow. Goes by quick.
Good.
Yeah. It does, man. It does, man. Shoot. All right, brother, man. You guys, all three of you guys have a blessed afternoon. Thank you all for, you know what I'm saying, for tuning in. And make sure you guys request Bittersweet on radio. Wherever you guys got to go, download the stream. Tell a friend.
That's right.
Tell your side chick. I was playing.
Amen.
Wow.
You know what? All right, peace.
All the
peace.
Love you, man.
All right. Out.